Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 67 of the Gametime Gents podcast. Episode what, boys? 6, 7?
No. God.
6, 7. It is me, Nardy, here, one of your co-hosts here with Fish and Zolt. What's up, boys?
I'm just mildly upset now that you did that.
How long are you sitting on that one?
I did that just for him. I knew that would upset him today. We're going to talk about week 15 of the NFL season. A lot of injuries happened. It is playoff time for most fantasy leagues out there, so you'll want to kind of get up to date on that stuff. We do have our week 16 pick'em, and then also our week 16 starts of the week. And we don't have to talk about any of our starts last week, do we?
I mean, mine did fine.
Mine did okay.
I think yours might have dropped a big old goose
also,
egg.
Speaking of, you owe me a coffee.
Yep, I do.
Yeah.
You would
owe me
correct.
a coffee too. So I jumped in on that.
Piggybacked on the bet.
Oh, yeah, because it was a smart bet.
0 points.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Well, you know, it's early, and I won't swear. I've been better about it. But man, screw Sleeper. Like, seriously. I lost the playoffs this week because I had Quentin Johnston in, and it's like 5 minutes before game time, and I couldn't switch him out. Would not let me put Cortland Sutton in, and I lost by less than 20 points, and Cortland Sutton had 24. So,
you should just texted your
Thank
commissioner.
you.
Could have made that switch for you. This is a reasonable thing. Who's the commissioner in both those leagues?
You are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That guy over there.
I was upset. I was frustrated. I came close, at least, with the goose egg. So I was also playing against Trevor Lawrence.
That's so weird. Why couldn't you take him out?
I don't know. I've had issues with Sleeper lately where, like, I'll get notifications and I'll go in and nothing will be updated. I have no idea, like, whether I'm on Wi-Fi or if I'm on cell service. It's just really weird.
Huh. It is very strange.
So
Another guy people probably had issues with this week was Roma Dunze. I mean, he got called out 3 minutes before kickoff. So he's still week to week right now. I would leave him out until you hear otherwise.
Well, thanks for ruining one of my zeros. Appreciate it. But yeah, no, that was literally like after everything had locked in too. So unless your commissioner was a nice guy, that was an unfortunate blow for people this week, especially with, like you said, playoffs.
I could just text the commissioner on that too, because that's understandable. But that's over.
Yeah, you are, but like, there's definitely other leagues out there where it's cutthroat, and they're like, "Nah, good luck, buddy."
Could you give me 30 points this week for losing Pat Mahomes and not have to play Bo Nix and Caleb Williams?
You make it seem like those are bad substitutes. It's not like you're playing Phillip Rivers.
They're not Pat Mahomes.
He has been very inconsistent.
I mean, I'll give you that.
Not this year he hasn't. He's been pretty good this year. I mean, he's had a couple weeks where he's been bad, but
He's been his entire team.
True.
Because he's led their team in rushing yards, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And yet we continue to pick those guys at starts of the week.
Yeah, you
No.
and me. Looking at you and me there.
Yeah, not I.
But we do have some injury news. Like I said, there's a lot of injury news here, so just bear with me while I go through this. Patrick Mahomes is out, ACL tear. He's on IR. He's already had surgeries to get it repaired, and his LCL was also partially repaired. He's still kind of on the younger side. He's probably going to be out until September, October of next year. Gardner Minshew, a.k.a. Baker Mayfield Light, is going to be at the helm during that time. It's a huge downgrade for all fantasy options for the Chiefs. So if you have any Chief that is not named Rashee Rice, I probably would not play them going forward.
Did you know, real quick too, on the Patty Mahomes, did you know that he flew to Dallas to get a second opinion on his knee?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Before he had the surgery. So a real good look at the Chiefs front office there. I know when they did the grades last year, I think they were like bottom of the tiers. But yeah, he flew out to Dallas for that, which is kind of weird.
You know, I think he's from that area, so maybe he had a person he was connected with. We do have another ACL tear. Micah Parsons is out for the year. He's probably going to be out again until September, October next year. He did tweet a photo of a wounded lion that was captioned with "See you in September." So he's going to really push that rehab, I guess, over the next, 8 months going forward. So I do hope he comes back quickly for the Packers. They are going to be in a lot of trouble going forward. It's going to be tough for them in the playoffs without that presence out there. Ricky Pearsall is another guy that got hurt again. He had a play where he was brutally drop tackled by some Titans defender. I didn't see who it was, but he's probably out this week. He aggravated that PCL injury he had in the beginning of the year. You could see an uptick in Kittle, Jennings, and even Kendrick Bourne on the field for this week. And then last but not least, for the big names, Devontae Adams, he could be out for week 16. He's been such a stable option for fantasy managers this year. Him and Puka Nacua. So it sucks to see he could be out for week 16, especially during the playoff time. But we've got some other guys here too. Woody Marks got hurt. He's likely to play week 16. Christian Watson as well. He's likely to play. We have Rome Odunze, uncertain week to week. Same with Luther Burden. RJ Harvey is uncertain this week coming up. You know, they lost J.K. Dobbins earlier. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable playing RB3 for the Broncos because they haven't really had that much success with RB2. Devon Vele for the Saints is uncertain to play. And then the next two players, these guys are likely going to miss week 16. That's Devin Neal and then Bashal Tutin for the Jaguars. So if you have any of those guys are both handcuffs for both Kamara and a guy we're going to talk about a little bit later, Etienne. So if you want to pick up their handcuffs, you can, but I don't really know how much they're going to be used in the game plan going forward. So those are the injuries. Really sucks to see, but you know, that is life in the game of football. So we do have some other news for this week going forward, and I wanted to get your guys' takes on a couple things here. So Mike McDaniel came out. He's alluding again to benching Tua for his performance last night. We're recording this again on Tuesday. We record on Tuesdays. You guys think that's going to happen? I mean, do you think he's just going to see what else he has out there in terms of options at quarterback?
I mean, it's what Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. I mean, we all know what Zach Wilson can do, and that's not a whole lot of anything. And Quinn Ewers is a rookie, so, I mean, let the rookie get the last couple starts. I'm surprised he still has a job, honestly.
McDaniel
I'm
or
surprised they
Tua?
haven't fired him. Yeah. But both.
I am too a little bit.
Yeah. Tua turned the ball over. So, I don't know. It's the end of the season. Just throw something at the wall, see what sticks.
Aren't they still in the hunt, or did they officially get eliminated?
That loss, I think, eliminated them.
I think that loss eliminated them, or it's going to be very hard for them to get in. Let me check, though. They are officially eliminated.
I was like, I think they had to win out.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of stuff had to happen for them to maybe make it.
I mean, it kind of sucks because, I mean, the announcers were saying last night with the Dolphins, like, their run game has been very, very good. I mean, that's what they realized late in the season. That's what they need to do. They need to feed a chain and the second running back. They need to feed them the ball constantly, right? And then it kind of opens up the passing game. We talk about this week in, week out. And it's a shame that they just started realizing that the last 4 or 5 weeks in the season when it was already way too late. I can't imagine if they had Tyreek back, if he was healthy, how maybe the passing game opens up just a little bit more. I don't know. I could see him benching Tua, but at this point, run it and just see what happens. Obviously, you want to kind of protect your golden child and a chain. You don't want him to get hurt, especially towards the end of the season with any type of knee injury or anything. But I don't know. I could see him doing that, but I think McDaniels he's one sip away from really losing it. So coming out saying he's going to bench Tua, we already know that he's had a problem with confidence, especially with all the concussions and stuff. So that's really not something you want to publicly say to kind of like diminish him and then have him start the rest
Yeah.
of the season. So it doesn't make any sense.
I just checked. Tua's on contract until 2028. So he signed a 4-year extension last year in July. Kind of makes sense, I guess, to see what they have other quarterback wise and then see if they can trade Tua away. I'm not sure if anyone would pay the price for that, but he's making, I think it was $212 million over those 4 years. So
Jesus.
yeah.
Nobody's going to eat that.
212.4.
The Jets might go for it. I mean, I don't know who's throwing the ball for them anymore.
It's going to be that kid from Vandy, I think, in the draft. But the next...
Diego Pavia.
Yeah, Pavia. The next topic I had for you guys, we saw 44-year-old Old Man Rivers play. His stat line was less than impressive. He had 18 completions on 27 attempts, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Do you guys think this is rust? Are the Colts throwing away their playoff opportunities, keeping him as the starter? He's already been named the starter for Week 16. And they have, I believe it was a 12% chance of making the playoffs. Yeah.
Who else do they have as a backup?
Riley Leonard is healthy.
The rookie from
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yep, that's right.
I don't know. I was never a big Rivers guy. Didn't really think he was the greatest. He's really good at pumping out kids, not so much pumping out football. I don't know. I mean, you can look at the stats here. He's 18 for 27 for only 120 yards. I'm sure a lot of rust. He knows the playbook for the most part, so he's not going to go out there and sling it 40, 50 yards consecutively. So little dump passes, little crossing routes. I get that momentum back, but you also got to keep in mind, they have 12% chance to get into the playoffs, but they need that veteran presence in the locker room, right? And Rivers has that knowledge, that playoff presence where even if Riley Leonard does take over eventually, if he plays a big game or whatever it may be, it can't just be him and then no one else behind him. You got to have that guy behind him or at least guiding him into those playoff situations, right? They knew as soon as Daniel Jones goes down, well, as soon as they really kind of figured out, hey, we just need to blitz him, and he goes back to being Giants Daniel Jones. We knew that this was, I mean, that division's on fire. I mean, they're sitting at what, 8-6 right now or something like that, and it's still, I mean, it's anybody's ballgame at this point. Now, if they were a game or two up and they had it comfortably, I get that, right? But I think this is more of a let him play, let him get familiar with it. If something happens, that's okay. Let Riley Leonard step in. But this is more of a, hey, we have a great opportunity to kind of let Daniel Jones heal, let him be away for the team, let him do his thing, right? Because essentially his lower body is now Cybertronics at this point, right? But now this is a great time for a veteran guy they bring back who has been in the league for 50 years. Can now tell him, hey, I believe that you're the future, right? This is how I would do it. This is how I'm going to coach and mentor you as we start making that playoff push. If they make the playoffs, it's an added bonus. I don't think anybody is like, oh yeah, we need to win these games. We need to do this. This is more kind of gearing up for next year. I think at least. I mean, it's great that he's back, but all I know is that he would have dove for a ball in the playoffs, and that says a lot because some guy that always dresses up like an idiot wouldn't do that. So I know he was pretty vocal about not being selected. So, and I know a lot of people were like, well, Phil Rivers would have, he'd die on the field for his team, So I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I think their jersey sales are, of course, going to go up. I think revenue in general is going to go up. It's good to see him back and see an old familiar face. I think they're pairing him with Riley Leonard to kind of get Riley kind of caught up to speed quicker in case he needs to make that additional game, that first real potential playoff game, if that's even a possibility. But again, you can't really have no one else behind him especially with a rookie there. So
Yeah, they play
Yeah.
San Fran this week, so it's like, do you even take
They
the
play-
gamble on Riley Leonard?
They play San Fran, and then they play Jacksonville, and then they're at Houston.
Yeah. I think we talked
So
about that a little bit last week.
Yeah, I think unfortunately their playoff hopes are kind of down the drain. Because one, they probably got to win out, which is hard to do with the way. I mean, we all saw Trevor Lawrence's performance on Sunday. We've seen what Houston's been doing as of late, and San Fran's having another great year. So that's just a tough schedule. But I think you're right with the veteran presence, 100%. You bring in an old guy who, I mean, literally old, but who knows the game of football very, very well. I mean, even when he retired, I think he still was coaching high school. So he's still been around the game to help lead your rookie that you have. And then if the stars align and you somehow sneak into the playoffs, maybe you give him the nod, the rookie the nod, or stick with the guy that got you there. But I think you're right. They're going to lean on the run game and short dump offs, stuff like that. I mean, they almost beat the Seahawks. It was close.
It was a lot closer than I thought it would be. He coached football for St. Michael Catholic High School in Fairhope, Alabama. So he's coaching at one of those states where
I think 2 or 3 of his sons were on that team.
Yeah.
And then like 4 of his daughters were cheerleaders.
checks out. He's still got 4 kids in reserve. So
the other 12 kids are coming up through right now.
And don't forget about the
Primary
the
school.
grandkids.
Yeah.
Grandpa Rivers up there.
Does he actually have grandkids?
he's got one. The
Does
daughter.
he really? That's wild.
Yes.
I thought people were just kidding about that, but
No. Also, his benefits. So you get 5 years of benefits after you retire from the NFL, and they were set to expire in January. So maybe that's another reason he came back, because the benefits have to be pretty decent.
Yeah,
That's
he's
true.
paying what, $100,000 a week on all kids. So I mean, I get that. 100%. Kind of absurd.
Yeah.
the last talking point I had here, boys, was Joe Burrow. I mean, did you guys hear his press conference at the end of that game? I'm not sure if we talked about it last week, but his comments are very similar to Andrew Luck's. Not the year he retired, but the year prior. I mean, I think it's worth talking about a little bit. Do we think he's maybe in that headspace? Zach Taylor has mentioned Burrow's going to continue to start and play for the remainder of the year, even though they've been eliminated. So for a guy that's not having fun playing football right now, to
didn't
wheel him
he
back
say
out
that?
there like that, yeah, that's exactly what he
And
said.
that's what did he say that after the game again too? Because I know there was a presser, I think, on like Friday or something, because it was before Sunday that he had said that. It came out. It was like all over TikTok, all over ESPN. But yeah, it's very interesting to see his comments, and I think he also came back and like give more info on that, where he said it's not a Cincinnati thing, it's a him thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's similar to the Andrew Luck situation, like, because the Andrew Luck thing was pretty much just the Colts allowed that man to be murdered, unfortunately, and he was just so banged up to where he couldn't function properly.
It's literally what the Bengals are doing.
Yeah, but I don't think Luck ever like requested a trade either or anything like that. I think it's just
I don't know.
No, he fell in love with the city and play. And look, Burrow's not a dumb. I mean, not just like Andrew Luck. Burrow's not a dumb man, right? He understands. I mean, he's been hurt every year except for 1 year, right? And it's not been like, oh, I've been hangnail. I got to sit out for a couple weeks or whatever. Like, he's had knee surgery, turf toe. Like, it's been substantial injuries, which right now he's still young where he could recover, but in 15 years when it rains, he's going to feel everything. It doesn't help that, and we, of course, as soon as this came out, there was 1,000 people saying, oh, this is what you could get for Burrow. And it's like 5 first-round picks, your young defender, your star receiver. But it's not too far out of the realm knowing the Bengals, right? Because Joe would never say, okay, I want to be traded, right? Keep that mentality of I'm here to play, it's not having fun. You also got to keep in mind that T. Higgins has been somewhat vocal early on in the season, but then he's so far concussed, I don't know what he thinks anymore. And then Jamar Chase has also been very, very vocal of how bad he's just not having fun, right? Joe, I don't think would ever say, okay, well, I want to trade. One, no one's going to want to bite on that contract that the Bengals are paying him. Two, the Bengals are going to actually want 5 first-round picks, Micah Parsons, Jordan Love. They want Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. They're gonna want the farmhouse for this one guy. Is
Mhm.
it understandable? Maybe. Joe's a very good quarterback. If you get him an offensive line, I think where he's frustrated is they build these pieces, these star pieces around him. They get him a great running back, great receiving core, a halfway decent tight end. Yeah, he'll put up 42 points, but then they'll lose by four, by 7,
Mhm.
right? And then in the other circumstance, right? I mean, you saw the same thing, right? It kind of goes back to the Caleb Williams thing, right? Hey, Caleb, we're all invested in you, right? This is on you. We're going to get you the pieces to make you successful. If you are not successful, this is on you. We're going to do everything in our power to get you players that you need. They get you great receivers. They draft you guys. They get you great running backs. They get you great tight ends. And they get you an offensive line. The Bengals have just gotten Jamar Chase and Chase Brown, and that's it. Like that's all they've gotten him. And then they traded pieces of the defense away. And then you pick up a bum who should have been drafted in the 5th round to kind of bolster up that defense. Then Trey Henderson gets hurt. So now you're paying him a shit ton of money to then just sit and not do anything. Now he's too old, and I think people are realizing that when the defense is on the field for 40 minutes a game, it's really easy to pad stats and get sacks when you're up by a lot, but then also the other team has to throw the ball. So I think this is more for. I don't think anything will happen. I don't think he'll retire. He won't request a trade. But I think it's going to get to that point where it is very apparent that he is not having fun. You look at him on the sidelines when they go 3 and out, or he gets sacked, or throws those interceptions, right? Because he's trying to do too much to try and make a play. He's a playmaker. He's trying to make something happen, or he doesn't have time, so then he kind of just slings it across and it gets picked off, right? They immediately cut to Chase, who looks pissed, and then they immediately cut to Burrow, who's got that psychopath look on his face where he's just staring off in the dead zone. Something has got to happen where you guys, whatever it may be, you hold open tryouts and you get the top 30% of the heaviest people in Cincinnati and you get them all in the stadium. All you got to do is lure them with snacks and juice. Get them in the stadium, put them in front of your defensive line, and just say, just stand in the way. All you have to do is not even block somebody, just be a blockade for 2 seconds. So Burrow can take 3 steps back and get ready to sling it. All you have to do. Uh, I think that's where a lot of the frustration is coming from. Zach Taylor, good coach, bad coach, whatever it may be. No one in that front office, right? He might have some say, but no one in that front office is like, oh yeah, we should definitely get him an offensive line. They tried to a few years ago, but they got these bums that are old. They're not. They were never that good. All right, so I don't see him. I don't see him retiring. If he does, he's a genius, right? Because he's not going to go ahead and take another knee injury or a kidney failure or another turf toe or worse. We just got to see some substantial changes. It's got to happen. It has to happen this offseason.
Yeah.
This offseason needs to be focused on defense and offensive line. Stop getting receivers. Stop getting offensive players. You don't need any more playmakers. You gotta spend money in the offseason in order to be competitive. The offense is great, except for that O line and the defense. It's going to take 2-3 years to really develop that defense, but getting some pieces is better than trading Logan Wilson away or getting this other guy in the 1st round when everybody's like April Fools, right? That's your pick. Okay, got
Five
it.
game, five
Lock it in.
games, and he's got 6 tackles. He's
So I
played
mean,
5 games
he had three
this
and a half
year.
sacks in 4 years in college.
Yeah.
So
So one comment on the O line thing. Yeah, the beginning of the year atrocious, kind of throughout the year. As of late, though, they've actually been the top pass blocking O line in the NFL. I don't know if something changed with the coaching or what, but You're right, because Orlando Brown Jr. is their left tackle. He's their vet, and then they've got a rookie, Ted Karras at center, who's got experience, and then just a bunch of guys that I don't. Dalton Risner, right guard, and Amarius Mims, who's developing at right tackle.
Amarius Mims was really promising coming out. I do remember that.
So, maybe these new guys are finally kind of finding their step, obviously late in the season. Positive outlook possibly for next year, but definitely you're right. They need to beef up that defense.
Yeah.
100%.
I think that's their biggest issue. I know a lot of Bengals fans out there are wanting Zach Taylor to be fired.
He might be.
If we've seen anything from that Bengals owner, Mike Brown, we know he doesn't like to waste money. Zach Taylor was signed to a 4 or 5 year deal after that Super Bowl with the Rams, and that happened in 2022. So I think he's unfortunately going to be your coach for at least next year. And after that, who knows what'll happen, but it just really sucks because, I don't, as much as I don't like the Bengals, I want to see Burrow stay in the league because he makes football better. He's a fun player to watch when it comes down to it. And I don't want him to retire early because it sucked when Andrew Luck did that. Have you guys put any thought into Jamar Chase's comments? Because the reporters are obviously asking him too what they think or what he thinks about Joe Burrow's comments, and he's like basically just being all nonchalant about it. He's saying no, it's whatever. He's almost
for
saying
him,
he's being dramatic.
For him, it doesn't matter who's back there. Like obviously a better quarterback helps, but I mean, Joe Flacco threw him the ball. What was it, 23 times in the one game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just he knows that he can. If you throw the ball where only he can get it or near where he can get it, he's gonna 9 times out of 10 catch that ball. That's his job. His job isn't to throw the ball; it's to catch it. So, like him not being worried, he's just like, I need someone back there to throw me the football. I get that. That's he's focused on his job.
Yeah, but it's also not good where you should be having your quarterbacks back, especially since you guys were boys in college. You got that chemistry.
I forget that they played together. Yeah, you're right.
They did
the whole season in general. Right now, unless some team goes, I see Joe is not having fun. He is contemplating retirement. Let's throw out an outlandish trade. We'll eat the entire contract, and we'll give you X amount of first rounds and players. Maybe he goes to the Steelers or another team that has that missing piece that they need in a quarterback. I mean, I like Joe. Right? I don't like how all the fans are just drooling over the guy. I think he's too good looking. Okay, and it's upsetting, right? For a lot of us, you're good looking and you're a millionaire. Okay, it's not fair.
And
right?
he's pretty damn good at the game of football too.
When he's playing, right? Because I got a better, on start season than his track record. But you got to figure that Joe is possibly a generational talent, right? We've seen him come across. We've seen the Jamar Chases, the Jay Jettas, right? You're like, oh, that is no normal athlete, right? If I get him on this team, I'm willing to send the house because I know I'm going to be okay for the next 10 years in high success rates. Start looking at teams that need quarterbacks.
Imagine him in Minnesota with Jay Jettas.
He's got chemistry with him too. You start looking at the Jets. You start looking at the Dolphins, who we've seen a lot of quarterbacks this year. Kind of, we were sold on them last year, but
yeah.
The Bengals would be dumb enough to go, you eat Joe's contract and then part of Tua's. You send me 2 first rounds and Tua's, you get Joe. And they go, absolutely. Yeah, great. Because we got a halfway decent offensive line and a good running back, we got her. So, I don't know. I don't see him retiring.
When Tyreek comes back, Jesus.
I don't see him retiring. I don't see him getting traded. I don't see him quitting. I don't think he'll ever publicly come out and say, I'm not having fun. I think you guys should trade me. I don't think he's that personality. Jamar Chase would, and I'm pretty sure he has mumbled it on the walk to the sidelines a few times.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I
sure.
don't know. It's something's got to change. To your point, keeping Zach Taylor, I don't think you ditch him in the midst of all this. Right? If you're going to do a reset, you do a hard reset and you get rid of your high paying players and you do a whole scrub. You just scrub it. Coaching, in house, but it starts from the top and it starts with Brown. And Brown is not willing to spend money in free agency. So, Bengals fans, get ready for the same shit next year when Joe has half a second to throw. You guys put up 40 points and you give up 103. So, it sucks. It's a horrible situation. Horrible
So
circumstance for him.
I'm curious to see what happens next year, like speaking in ticket sales, like especially on the season ticket side of things. I know before it was you could get Bengal season tickets pretty easily, and now apparently there's a wait list just because of the talent on the roster, the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, all that. But with the constant downward trend of how the team's been performing, missing the playoffs, star players getting hurt.
3 years.
Yeah. If, these fans aren't, and also too, on the other side of things, the season ticket holder gifts are laughable. Which may not be a big part of it, but still,
Must
it's like
be an Ohio thing.
Dude, I think they sent them like stickers or something, or magnets this year, something really dumb. But you're spending a lot of money to go to every home game.
Yeah.
Because you can only buy, it's all or nothing. You buy tickets every home game, or you buy them on the resale market. And I think tickets for this Sunday's game were, I think, $60 maybe. They were cheap. But at the start of the year, I was talking about going to the Bengals Lions game, and standing room only tickets were $350. I looked, the day before, after everything had happened, and they had plummeted to a fraction of that. If it's going to affect his bottom line, maybe he'll actually start spending money so he can make more money, but who knows?
You have to make a lot of off-season moves in order to keep retaining, talent.
Yeah, for example, next week you can get tickets to Arizona at Cincinnati for $13. Starting at $13. I mean, the week after Cleveland's in town, and those start at 92, but that's a division game. So
yeah, it's a division. It's the Ohio Battle of Ohio, like whatever. But still, $92 for that game. That seems low.
Yeah,
that seems really low. Are you going to that game?
I won't be going to that.
You gonna go freeze?
No. I will not set foot in Paycor. Can't do it.
Ooh, tough man. Tough man.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
I think you one more. I'll just talk one more thing on this though. What you are right though. I don't think he'll ever request a trade. I think this is entirely him as a person. It has nothing to do with. I mean, there's probably a little bit that has to do with the situation and everything, but the way he's talking, the things he's saying, it's completely internal. And if you watch Quarterback with Joe in there, he's a very odd individual.
He is.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. So he might just be done with football, like mentally. Like it could have nothing to do with how he's been performing. It could be, his injuries, nothing like that. He could just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, so I'm not going to. Which would suck. But
he's also had a lot of. He's been known to have a lot of success, and then recent years he hasn't. And he's done everything he could. He'll put up 40-point games, but then it is absolutely deflating when you give up 47 and you make one mistake and that's it, right?
Yeah.
One last thing, kind of piggyback off his Zoltowski's. For them to continue to start Burrow has got to be the second dumbest shit that they have ever done.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Because this is prime time, especially that divisional game, with how good Miles Crybaby Garrett's been. Like, I'm not.
Oh, dude,
I'm not taking a risk.
The record.
He's gonna get hurt, and if it's another knee or whatever it may be, if he's out for a long time we're in the late season, right? Any ACL tear, he's not coming back until week 10 at least. Like, it's substantial. So you want to run the risk of getting him hurt? That's on you. But I mean, you're out of it. You've been eliminated. Just let Jake Browning let him do his thing. You hurt Burrow. That's it. Yeah, you can kiss next year goodbye too. Because guess what, Jake Browning, I thought he was fine because he's been a backup. He's been the Alex Moran of the league, and then started
What a
and
reference.
was straight ass. So I mean, he actually pulled an Alex Moran, did really, really bad, and went back to being a backup, and now he's smoking bongs and stuff right out of the back row. I mean, this is incredible. So I don't know. It's a foolish thing. That organization might be one of the worst run organizations I have seen in the last 20 years.
That decision could always change too. They could see how bad they are next week, and Zach Taylor could shut them down going after that. So
probably be the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Garrett,
I mean, I'm having flashes back to the Matt Millen era in Detroit. I mean, that was rough, dude. I mean, that entire city was protesting for that man. No GM in football respected him.
Yeah.
At all. And that's where they're getting to.
I was going to say, Garrett has 21 and a half sacks on the year so far. He's got 3 games left. The record that Strahan and TJ Crybaby Watt tied to get is 22 and a half in a season. So if Garrett goes sackless this week and next week, you can bet he's going to be going for Burrow if he's playing. And that
he's not going to go sackless. He's not going to go sackless. But he'd rather pad stats than win a championship. So that shows a lot of character. It shows a lot of his character, right?
It's not about the money.
Yeah, it's not about the money. I don't want to sign anywhere. I want to play for a contender, and then signs a $42 million a year deal. So
they play the Bills at home this week.
Yeah,
and I think the Texans sacked Josh Allen 8 times in one game.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna break the record this week or the week after when he's at home. He's not gonna get it
on the road
in Cincinnati. No, there's no way. He's got the opportunity to do it. And their D-line has also been pretty good to help him get there.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see it. You think Mark Gastineau's going to come after him now? He's going to get off of Brett Favre and come after Myles Garrett.
Depends on how that last sack goes. But we do have our fantasy zeros. Quite the short list this week. I already stole one of Zoltowski's, so I apologize for that. But the only one I have, I'm just going to say Isaiah Likely. I can't believe he didn't have a stat. He didn't record a catch, no yardage, nothing. So
some say it's because you picked them.
Could be. I haven't gambled in 4 weeks, so.
Yeah, well, it looks like a lot of people are also not gambling, at least with the ones that you pick. It has not panned out.
I need to just tell the opposite of what you gamble.
Yeah.
That's tough because I don't think Mark Andrews did anything either. So
yeah, I don't.
That's just Lamar Jackson, correct?
Yeah, well, Lamar got sacked 4. They had 4
week.
Sacks. The Bengals did in that game.
Yeah.
And Shamar Stewart did not get any because he's not playing.
Fish going with your list there, big dog.
Got a small one. You'll see some usual suspects on those. I'm going to go ahead and go with Boswell, the Pittsburgh kicker. 4 extra points. Like, brother, can we get a stop, kick an extra point? At least give me 7. That's all I ask of you, right? He's been one of the top kickers this year. He signed a $1 billion contract 3 years ago or whatever, so he's been kind of worth it, I guess. But, man, 4 points? Unbelievable. McMillan is kind of – he started off really hot this season. It's been fairly consistent. As of lately, he's been a little wishy-washy. He's either gotten 12 points or 4.3. So trying to understand what is happening with that Carolina offense. It seems like Jacksonville, everybody touched the football, and then Jacksonville has just kind of taken talent from everybody because Rico Dowdle has really not been as effective as he has in the midseason last few weeks. So I think it just may be a Carolina thing. But sliding over to Matt Collins, the Eagles had him. Guy didn't do anything. He's been pretty decent the last few years, but kind of threw up a little bit of a dud. He's never been known to bust out consecutive 20-point games. But again, one of those boom, those high risk, low reward, or excuse me, high reward, low risk players. That's one of the guys that you kind of trust. Maybe he goes deep. He's been known to stretch the field. He's been very good pass catching the deep balls. This week just wasn't it. Sam Darnold, I'm getting sick and tired of this guy. I'm going to be honest. Every time I start him in a position, I need to have him at least double dip and get JSN the ball. A guy has failed to put up any type of points. You can't really not put up points when you should just force feed JSN and still can't find the end zone. So, kind of a bit of a problem with that. Two more here. Jake Ferguson. Dallas sucks that CD Lance back because now Jake is the third option on that team outside of George Pickens and CD, who gets the majority of the targets. Even Javonte Williams doesn't really catch him much out of the backfield. He's kind of powers his way through it, north-south wise. Jake Ferguson is still that outlet pass over the middle, little dinky dunk passes, but unfortunately, when you have players like CD and George Pickens who catch mostly everything, it is a little tough to kind of warrant that additional play. I know early on in the season, we had him at like an average of like 7 targets, 40, 50 yards, even 60, and a couple touchdowns right now. As of lately, kind of going to late in the season, Jake Ferguson is kind of looking to be a little touchdown dependent. That volume is just not there, having that extraordinarily overpowered offense. So just something to kind of keep a lookout for fantasy wise. I know I benched him for a player. Just because I'm not happy with the results. Last but not least, a guy's kind of been ass. I'm sorry, Booty. It's kind of been Booty. Butte is one of them. Again, one of the players that started out fairly decently hot. He had a string of 3 or 4 games where, like, okay, I think somebody has found the new number 2 on that team. And lately has just been very up and down. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you need a consistent 12 points out of a flex, and he can only get you 3 or 4. The target shares is not there as well. Minimal targets. I think he's averaging about 4 or 5, and it's just not coming to fruition because you assume that at least 2 of those are deep balls. It's either boom or bust on him. So, but that's all. That's all I got for my list this week. Pretty short list.
I
So,
wanted
yeah,
to
go ahead.
piggyback off one of your guys, Mac Hollins.
Piggyback off me.
You can't show up in a sub-freezing game with no shirt and no shoes on walking into the stadium and put up 4 for 41. You can't do it. You
I
gotta
tell you
at least
what,
score
though.
once. You gotta do something else.
I tell you what, his physique
Outstanding.
is incredible.
Would kill for it.
I mean, wow, not a hair on that body.
He's getting waxed weekly, easily.
I mean, that guy. The cameras made sure to zoom in on him, and I'm like, this guy's got no hair, and I take it looks like a wildebeest. Like I don't like it's a bad look for some. So, kudos to him. You know, if football doesn't pan out,
Aquaman stunt double.
I'm sure. You know, what's Hollister or what's the other Abercrombie and Fitch? I'm sure that they would love to have you as a model. So kudos to you.
All right, mine. I got 2 quick ones here. I already talked about the one, Roma Dunze, just, literal game start scratch. It's just unfortunate. Probably burned a couple people in their playoffs this week. That one always sucks. And especially because they were playing the Browns, and the Browns have been bad. They lost the Titans, I think.
Our defense is okay.
And then, not last week or this week. And then Diggs on the Patriots. I mean, he balled out against Buffalo earlier in the year, so I thought he was going to have a repeat. Nothing. I think he had 4 points. I think a lot of that too, along with the booty thing, the game script. I mean, I'll go right into my hero if you don't mind with Travion. You're not ready. I'm sorry. Right into my hero.
Oh, I'm not ready.
He was going to lean back and stretch on that one.
Yeah. Travion Henderson. This man. Fantastic. Just cut Ramondre, get him out. This is why those 2 guys definitely struggled, though, when you run for 148 yards on 14 carries with 2 touchdowns and then 2 receptions on 3 targets for 13 yards. And his 2 touchdown runs were 52 and 65 yards. Why he hasn't been starting since week 1, I still will never know. It'll be the question that never gets answered. But yeah, he's my hero this week, even though they lost that game. That's a kind of a big thing on the defense. They were up 21 points at one point and just pissed the lead away.
Yeah, Drake may also just decide to do his best Josh Allen impression and run the ball in twice instead of passing it. So that's another reason why your receiving core there in New England didn't do much.
No, you got to score touchdowns, man. But no, that's my hero this week. Keep starting him. Ramondre, just let him go. Well, someone else can use a running back that drops the ball on the ground a lot.
Trevion's only had 1 fumble this year. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is we've seen these stats from him fairly consecutively, right? It's always around 12 to 15 carries, and then he's got 120 plus yards and a touchdown. So, like Zoltowski said, why wasn't he starting? I know you got a lot of money invested in Ramondre, but I mean, the first time the kid touched the ball in the NFL, he ran it in for a touchdown on a kick return for like 100 yards. So, just, I don't know. I'm not the coach. I don't get paid for it, but glad I had that guy in fantasy, though. We were very excited.
Yeah, it was great to go against him for you. But I had him in the boys, even though it didn't matter. But so
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. We're cruising it. By the way, in the boys league, put up 256 points. So I had a buy.
Just give me the trophy.
I like it. I need everybody to pay me. Everybody pay me. Boys league is now $400.
Nope, I'm out.
It's weird.
Everybody, you better lock in, as was proposed to early.
No,
don't recall.
So, everybody, I got the text message.
Good luck getting that from Noah.
Why don't you talk about your hero? Another running back.
Noah sent me Apple Pay. Could just Venmo me. I had to create an Apple account. He's just like, come on, dude.
You have an Apple account because you have an iPhone.
Yeah, but I didn't have Apple Pay, right? Hey, I literally said in the text thread Venmo, and he goes, "Oh, here's Apple Pay." The guy can't read. I can't help that.
I mean, he was in the Army, so that makes sense.
You're 67 years old.
I mean, I figured it out, but now it's like another thing. I have to pay myself $25 to then pay out whoever wins that league, which is nobody else. But it's just another step I didn't want to do as commissioner. You guys should take my feelings and thoughts into consideration. So
always,
I'm gonna go to my hero. As Nut says, now just give me cash. Give me hard-earned cash. Any of the locals, give me monies.
We'll just buy you a hobby box instead. We'll all pool our money together. How's that sound? The gears are turning.
I've been. My choice. My hero this week, stats-wise, did not look great. Etienne projected for 14.31 points. Actually scored 31.5. I saw his running stats earlier in the game, and I was like, man, he is having a dud. I am so glad I sat him. Let a couple hours go by, and then look back and saw that he had 31 points, and I said, man, I'm commissioner of this league. Something fishy about to happen. He went 12 for 32 on the ground. Horrible stat line. Then I looked at the receiving stats. He had 3 catches on 4 targets for 73 yards. Not bad. But after those little 73 yards, I saw he had 3 touchdowns through the air.
Yeah.
I kind of want to highlight Etienne and then the Jags offense in general. I think they have found their group, right? When we talk about, especially towards the end of the season, who is the hottest team that's going to make the playoffs? Who can keep this momentum going into the playoffs? And it seems like the Jags are firing on all cylinders, not only on defense, but offense as well. And it's not just one player that's consistently booming. It's the entire offense, going from all the receivers to, now it's just Etienne, but all the running backs had success. Trevor Lawrence looks incredible. It's a dangerous thing to kind of see as they progress into the postseason, because right now they keep winning. They'll take the number 1 reins in that division. Etienne has run the rock decently. He's kind of put up sneaky stats. It wasn't like when he came in the league the first time where he's popping off for 20, 25 points of fantasy every week. but he's getting that mid-range 15 to 20 fairly consecutively and consistently throughout the season. The one thing I did want to highlight about this is, yes, the running stats are not there. It's not like what Nutter likes to say. It's not a sexy thing, and that's okay because now he's getting the work through the air as well. That now Trevor Lawrence is trusting him. And keep in mind, Nutter also mentioned something earlier. Batshuayi, was it Batshuayi? Is that his name? Batshuayi?
Bashaw Tootin.
Batshuayi's a soccer
I guess.
King Tut.
Yeah, King Tut is out for a few weeks having finger surgery. Can either of you guys tell me who that backup is to Etienne now?
I can't because I haven't pulled up, but if I didn't have it pulled up, no. Oh, it's DJ Dallas.
Okay.
Because didn't they trade Tank Bigsby to the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
It used to be Tank.
It used to be Tank, and now it's Batshuayi, who now is out, and now it's, I don't know who the other guy is. So
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, that guy. You have zero worry on who's going to get the rock or how often he's going to split timeshare with somebody, because it's just Etienne going to be the focal point in this offense in the run game, and now successfully through the air as well. So my hero, Etienne, probably going forward is a good safe bet to kind of go ahead and continue to start, especially with how hot that offense is and how just overpowered they've been through the air and on the ground. Even if it's not, in layman's terms, sexy, it still works.
I think that's a great pick. I think ever since they traded for that wide receiver from Vegas, I can't remember. I think I talked about him a few times on the show. I think he was my start of the week. Jacoby Myers. I mean, it's a solid number 2.
You've talked about him a few times.
Yeah, with BTJ there as the number 1. I mean, and that you're right. This offense has been explosive. It's been scary. If they keep this momentum going, they could make a deep playoff push. They're 10-4, I think. 10-5. I don't know. They have
they're 10-4.
Yeah, good record. And Trevor Lawrence is playing very good. The new coach over there is doing a fantastic job. I'm interested though to see now with this offense the way it is, where Travis Hunter is going to play into it. Because I know they said they were going to mainly use him as a wide receiver. Now, is he going to flip and go back to cornerback because he's not really needed on the offense, or is he going to take the wide receiver 3 spot?
I think he'll always be needed. They'll find a way to get him the ball, kind of like what they said. Like, hey, we're gonna kind of force feed Hunter, and then he gets hurt. I mean, I think they kind of step back and they evaluate the season just because he has such a dynamic player who can play both sides of the ball very successfully. Right. It might be an offseason thing like, hey, can we cut him to save money to then go get that other player that helps fill in that hole and then just had Travis kind of slide in? Might be an option because, like you said, Jacoby Myers is not a number 1. He tried to get number 1 money, and we've said this 1,000 times. He's not a number 1. Just like Deontay Johnson, it is not a number 1. Guy's a waste of space, right? Tried to be a number 1, struggled to be a number 3.
Multiple teams.
This is a perfect opportunity for Myers to kind of step into that number 2 role and have a lot of success there. Keep in mind, Brian Thomas Jr. has also realized that his hands actually work, and they're not, pieces of wood. So he found the end zone this past week. He's gaining a lot more confidence. Lawrence is trusting him again to have those balls over the middle. He's not scared to get hit from what it looks like. That offense is only going to get stronger. But I think, like you said, to your point, I think they kind of evaluate at the end of the season, wherever they finish, and go, okay, we got one player who's a generational talent who can play both sides of the ball, a Deion Sanders type. Where's the biggest holes? Where's the biggest gap? Is it defense? Great. We'll slide him at the CB2 or CB1 and maybe get him a couple offensive plays because he's so dynamic. But I think this is a perfect opportunity and a rare opportunity for them to kind of evaluate and say, okay, so that guy's making $25 million this year and he's turning 32. If we cut him, we save $12 million cap space. Well, let's go ahead and do it because we still have so-and-so on rookie contracts. So it'll be something interesting to kind of watch and monitor over the next, 6-7 months. until offseason kind of really hits and kind of goes back into play. So that's a good call, Zotauskas. It kind of get your gears going a little bit. You don't really think
Yeah,
about
I
that.
mean,
It's
big
a
fantasy
rare thing.
implications because I know a lot of people drafted him because of his dual threat ability there. Because
Oh
you know,
yeah,
because he's also getting points for his defensive, which and his stats. Travis Hunter, I mean, he only played 7 games before he got hurt. 28 receptions for just under 300 yards, averaging 10 yards a reception and only 1 touchdown, which is, it's all right. He's a rookie. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he has 15 tackles, 11 solo, 4 assists, and 3 pass defenses. So,
3 pass defenses is pretty good.
yeah. I mean, it's
like
no
a point and a half.
Guantanamo Bay numbers, but,
Talk about a guy that's locking people up. Let me tell you, that guy.
I saw that, and I think it was, 500 pass attempts and hasn't allowed a touchdown or a catch or something
He
wild.
hasn't allowed like 40 yards in like 8 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, just sign him to a 40-year contract at this point, and give Kevin Petula's house to Guantanamo Bay, and the kids will stop breaking into it.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't, like, people are talking about how he doesn't have any interceptions because they're not throwing the ball his way because they can't.
Yeah,
because it's not open.
Yeah, that's the last thing I care about.
So
it's a great hero.
our little segue there.
I know. Thank you.
The other guy that's in the backfield his name's LaQuint Allen. He seems to be getting the carries over DJ Dallas. So DJ Dallas is just a name I recognize. He used to play for the Seahawks back in the day, but yeah, no, that's a great. Yeah, you remember him now, huh?
Wow. With who was the other guy that? Oh God, he was hurt. He could have been the next biggest thing. He had a knee injury. Played for the Eagles for a little bit. He just never really got that start. Oh, this is gonna bug up. Research. He was a Seahawks guy too. He had like a knee injury. So sorry, go ahead with your hero. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
My hero this week is going to be a guy that seems to do this once every year, maybe twice. We finally had the Kyle Pitts Sr. week, gentlemen. So Kyle Pitts Sr., he was on the field for 96% of the snaps. He had 12 targets, 11 receptions for 166 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. I know there's a lot of people going against him in fantasy playoffs this week. Fish, I believe you mentioned you were one of those people. Did you end up winning that game? Because he put up 45.6 points in PPR formats.
No, it was no. It was an ESPN league where it's a work league. Like it was $10 to get in, so like what do I want 100 or whatever. It was a 2-week playoff round. I know I got mollywopped. I came back because my team was just good, but I can't do anything when Jahmyr Gibbs gets 9 points, and then I look on his. I knew when I was watching this stupid game and I was talking to you guys. I was like, I know I have Kyle Pitts. No one in the right mind is gonna start this guy. And then I think you had said, wow, that's his 3rd touchdown. And I was like, hat trick. I had something, my gut was like, yeah, I don't feel, something's not right. So I looked at all my leagues. No one started them. So, all right, cool. Go to Andy's family league. Destroying in that one. Guy had him on the bench. Idiot. I looked at my work league and I said, yep, I've lost this one. I was down by like 130 after he started. I was like, cool. That's no fun. So
he's been very involved ever since Kirko Chains came back in. So the last 3 weeks since Kirko's been playing, he's had 8 targets, 10 targets, 12 targets, 7 receptions, 6 receptions, 11 receptions, but he hasn't gotten a touchdown until this week. He's got 4 total on the year. So he had 1 in week 4, and then these last 3 this last week, week 15. They are hopeful. The Falcons are hopeful that Drake London can come back and play this week coming up. I don't know how doable that's going to be for him. But even if he does come back, I think Pitts is going to probably be an option you can roll with for the rest of your fantasy playoffs, just because of how instrumental he's been in the success for, if you want to call it that, for Kirk Cousins. Because they have him and Bijan, and that's it right now. So Bijan also made a crazy catch that game. I know that's the first thing I said to you guys when I came in the Discord. He just caught like a 25-yard pass, one-handed, diving out of bounds. It was crazy. But, yeah, Kyle Pitts, it seems like he has one of these a year, maybe two if we're lucky. And he was running some crispy routes Thursday night, which I can't believe I'm saying. But, yeah, Kyle Pitts, my fantasy hero this week.
That's going. I like it. I'm starting on this week.
Who was that Seahawks player? Did you figure it out?
Yeah, Rashad Penny.
Rashad
Penny was supposed to be the big thing in Seattle, and then he hurt his knee. And then just never really got the opportunity to kind of like take that number one reins.
I do remember that. Zolt, you want to go first for your start of the week?
I will go first. This is a guy who has been taking his time in the spotlight and just grabbing life by the balls and going with it. Michael Wilson for the Arizona Cardinals. We've seen their wide receiver room's been decimated with injuries. You know, Marvin Harrison, appendicitis. Now he's got a foot thing or a heel thing or an ankle. I don't know. He's hurt again. Greg Dortch is also hurt. You know, but the beef brisket down there has found, because Kyler Murray's hurt playing COD, has found his target, his favorite guy, and it's Michael Wilson. I mean, he's been feeding this man the ball. And they are playing Atlanta this week. Atlanta's defense has been very mediocre. Even if Harrison plays, you know, they're going to double him. So Wilson's going to be his safe option here. He's averaged, I didn't pull the stats up, but I mean, he's had multiple 30-point games since being the wide receiver when he was wide receiver one while those guys were hurt. And he's not really available in any leagues, unfortunately. But if you have him and you're in the playoffs, a solid wide receiver 2 flex spot there for you. I think he'll have another big game this week. Last week, 16.4 points against a good Houston defense too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, honestly, I think, true, they've been force feeding Trey McBride too, which, honestly, rightfully so. But it's kind of something to think about, boys. Did the beef brisket, if he plays well the rest of the year, does he come back and take the starting reins over Kyler Murray? Is that Kyler Murray project kind of like over with now, or?
I think so.
Yeah, I think the Kyler Murray experience is probably done in Arizona, at least. I don't know if he'll go anywhere else, but
he'll go to New York,
Pittsburgh,
Cleveland,
one of those teams.
He'll come to Cleveland, I'm sure.
They've got 80,000 quarterbacks just add to the list. But yeah, just to touch on his stats again. So last week, I said 16.4. The week before against Los Angeles, 38.7. Week 13 against Tampa Bay, I know Dortch and Harrison were back, so it was on the lower end, 6.6. But then Jacksonville, 21. San Fran, 33. I mean, this man is just a target. He had 11 targets last week, so
yeah,
just a machine.
I know we've talked about the injuries that they've had, Arizona. Bam Knight also just got put on the IR, Zonovan Knight. I think that makes their 4th running back this year. You got James Conner, Trey Benson, Bam Knight, and Emery DeMarcado. Michael Carter could be the next man up there. It looks like he played 80% of snaps this week. So, I mean,
yeah, that's a good shout too. He's only rostered in 46% of leagues in sleeper and got 13.4 points, you know.
But Brissett's been throwing north of 40 attempts every week.
Yeah.
That's insane. I'm just now looking at his stat line, and
didn't he set a record for
he did for completions.
It was a couple weeks ago. I think it was the San Fran game.
Yep, it was the San Fran game. He threw 47 completions.
But yeah, I think you're right there though. I think he kind of stays there, and because he's only, he's older, but
he's 33.
So they'll find their guy, because the quarterback class this year I don't think is very good.
Yeah, we got a couple years with beef brisket.
Yeah. You got Mendoza and then Pavia, but no one that like stands out. I know Mendoza won the Heisman, but I mean, you look at their stats. They were all the Heisman guys were kind of mid this year.
Yeah, Mendoza's stats were a lot lower than the rest of the pack, but Fish, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about mine. I don't think I've talked about him as much this year, and I think this game specifically is warranted. Jalen Warren is going to be my start of the week. Uh, there's a lot of factors that go into this that kind of turn people away or turn people off. One, that they're playing the Lions at the Lions Arena. The Lions are very. It's not often that their run game doesn't get going, and the following week they don't bust out for 400 yards. Um, Jared Goff played really well this past week. The Lions team in a must-win situation, kind of take that number one reins, need to win. Funny that we say that. The Steelers are also in the same similar position. They need to win to constantly stay on top because the Ravens are right there behind them, biting at their ankles. Jalen Warren, they've had a lot of success when he touches the ball the most amount of times. We've seen Gainwell have a lot of success too. This only happens in Rodgers is smart enough. Rodgers has still got a little bit left in the tank. But Warren, when they can get him established in the run game, then the pass game opens up, and not only for the receivers, but also for him as well. We know DK Metcalf is not a good route runner. That guy is way too big and thick to try and do some cute little shuffle. Just beat somebody down the field and catch the ball and go away. Jalen Warren, I think a lot of that is going to be dependent on him. Rodgers is going to try and look to kind of get his groove going against a very potent, very lethal Lions offense and defense. We know Aiden Hutchinson is going to do his thing, that entire D line. The linebackers are going to be insane. Warren is going to have that quick release, quick little out where Rodgers is not going to have 12 minutes to sit in the pocket like he has in the last few weeks. He's going to have those quick dump passes, and Jalen Warren is an actual bowling ball going for the pins. He is very tough, very aggressive when he runs, very tough to bring down. I think that even if the Lions do take a commanding lead and they kind of, knock on wood, they kind of cruise into a victory, we're also looking at Jalen Warren to get any type of garbage time opportunities here. We know that DK is going to get locked up. We know that the rest of the receiving staff is going to, relatively get locked up as well. The tight end spot, we thought that. What was the guy that came over from the Dolphins?
Johnny Smith.
I thought Johnny Smith was going to do Johnny Smith things. We haven't said that all year. He has kind of not been anything remotely close to what he was last year. Freiermuth has also kind of taken that snap share, so his production has gone down, which only leaves two options. Both options being running backs, the main number one option being a Jalen Warren. I think Jalen Warren will receive. I don't know if he'll get the touchdown, but I think enough on the ground and in the passing game to warrant at least 12 to 15 points in a flex position. I would feel comfortable playing him in that spot, just with the implication that any type of garbage time is most likely going to go towards him just to move the ball down the field. So that's my I figure people sleep on Jalen Warren just a little too much.
No, I like the pick. I think there's, like you said, there's going to be a lot of dump offs this week. I don't know if the tight ends will be, beneficiaries of that, but I know Jalen Warren will be. So I think it's a great pick. Him and Kenny Gainwell both could probably be guys you could stick in your starting lineup this week. I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, I like it. I don't, the Lions again. I keep going back to the no back-to-back losses for a couple of years now. They must win situation. They've got to win out to make the playoffs. The run defense has been very good. I think the garbage time is a good call on this, where they maybe take their foot off the gas a little bit, or if they go up big, and hopefully we're smart and take the starters out. We've been better about it this year, but we also haven't been up like massively. So.
Dan Campbell's learned his lesson.
Dude, after that 1 week where they went for it on like every fourth down and didn't get a single one, he didn't even go for the onside kick against LA, which surprised the hell out of me, because I even would have gone for the onside kick there. at the end of the game when you're down by 7. Like,
yeah.
And I think there was like 2:40 something to play. And yeah, you had 2 timeouts, but I don't know. It's weird, but it's a good pick.
Is he losing his fastball?
No, he's just trying to win football games again.
I'm going to go with my start of the week. Now, if you own or manage Tony Pollard in any of your leagues, he's probably been riding the pine for a while. He hasn't been in my leagues, but I want to talk about the past 2 weeks. So the past 2 weeks, Pollard has scored pretty well in games against a couple of above average run defenses in Cleveland and San Fran. This week, the Titans take on another tough run defense in Kansas City, but it's not the Kansas City that we know and don't love. It's the Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes. So we could see Kansas City fall this week to the Titans. And if that happens, if the Titans get out early in the beginning, we could see a lot of game script come into this and have Tony Pollard running the ball quite a bit. He has scored in his last 2 weeks 28.1 points against the Browns and 18.2 points against the 49ers. He had 2 touchdowns against the Browns, 161 yards on the ground, and 1 touchdown against the Niners with 104 yards on the ground. He's had over double-digit carries every week since the bye week. And that is saying something because I remember at the beginning of the year, we thought Tajay Spears was going to be the guy to kind of take over the reins here. He had a total of 5 touches last game. I don't think he's going to be a factor going forward because Tony Pollard has been so good these last few weeks. His average yards per carry over the last 3 weeks is also above 6 yards a carry. So he's kind of finding a second wind. The Titans have actually looked decent the last few weeks too when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they are still very much probably not trying to win games, I would say, but they are looking better and better. And I think Cam Ward and the rest of that squad is kind of starting to put it together a little bit. But yeah, Tony Pollard, he's going to give you a really, really safe floor this week going forward. So if you need some stability in your lineup, I would go ahead and say Tony Pollard's going to be your guy to do that. Put him in a flex if he's been riding your bench. You're not probably going to find much better of an option than Tony Pollard against the Chiefs this week.
Pretty solid. We haven't talked about this guy in a while.
There's been not much to talk about with him. So
well, I mean, Cam Ward's receivers can't catch the ball. He's still playing good football. If you watch his highlights, like he's doing what he needs to do. His guys just aren't catching the ball.
Yeah, so, DK dropped a rough one this past week. I know that. So,
so I mean, they got to do something.
Yeah. But we do have our pick'ems. We have, again, a full slate of games. There's some Saturday game this week. College football, as we know, is over. Well, for the most part, we still have bowl games.
But it's bowling season, baby.
So here is our Week 16 pick'em. It looks a little bit different than it used to just because of the added Saturday games. But we start off on Thursday night football. We have the Rams going into Seattle. The Rams are 1.5 point favorites. You can go see this game for $203 at the cheapest. I hope that this game is as good as it seems like it's going to be. Thursday games are up and down, but this is a division game and it should be a decent one. I do think the Rams are probably going to take this one even without Devontae Adams. They're just going to feed Puka, and I think it's going to be too much for the Seattle defense to handle. You boys going with me there?
Yeah.
Matt Stafford MVP campaign. That man is on a tear. And their run game is very good, too.
Yes, it is.
Blake Corum.
And then we have...
I like that guy.
Like I said, some Saturday games. We have the Eagles going into Washington to play the Commies. The Eagles are 6.5 point favorites on the road. Jen Daniels is being shut down for the year. He's reportedly very frustrated with how this year's gone, which can't imagine why he wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the Eagles here. It's got to be. They got to win.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me the Birds.
Next, for the 8 o'clock game on Saturday, we have Green Bay going into Chicago. Green Bay's 1.5 point favorites on the road. They are missing a lot going forward here. I mean, Christian Watson kind of up in the air. He's probably going to play. Micah Parsons is a huge missing piece for them. I'm not really sure how to feel about this game. What do you guys
They
think?
do
of it?
have, they got Jaden Reed. They do have Reed there.
They
so
do have Jaden Reed. You are correct.
I'll take the Bears. I'll take the Bears because Parsons is not playing.
I think I lean that way too. Zoltowski, what are you at?
Packers.
But you want the Bears to win?
No, I want the Packers to win because I need the Packers to beat the Bears and then the Packers to lose the next 2 games. And I think the Bears to also lose both of their games and the Lions to win out and they win the North. So, yeah. But the Packers are also, even without Micah, that offense has still been performing very well and the defense has also been performing extremely well. And Micah hasn't been playing. I don't know what his snap count is, but I know he's been dealing with that back thing all year too. So, yeah, the pressures that he does generate, they're going to be missing, but still I think they'll be able to flush Caleb out and cause him some chaos there.
Yeah, Rashawn Gary's another guy that's there that's usually pretty good, so he should be able to kind of pick up some of that slack. But what were you saying, Fish?
No, I was just saying, even though they flush Caleb out, that's a strong suit is throwing on the run. So just kind of keep that in mind.
It's true.
They do flush him out. So I think it'd be a good game to watch. I think it'd be a lot better than the Eagles and Commies play. But
yeah, I'm excited. It's the 8 o'clock game and not the other one.
Scumbag.
Next, we have Buffalo going into Cleveland. Cleveland is not favorited. It's Buffalo favorited by 10. You can go see this game for $47 if you want to do that. Give me Buffalo here.
Yep. Give me the Bills.
Yeah. I'll take the Bills.
This is the year for the Bills to make it all the way.
It is. It's kind of all writing on the wall at this point for them. Next, we have the Chargers going into Dallas. Dallas 1.5 point favorites. They are clamoring to playoff hopes at this point. They have less than 1% to get in. I think that probably ends this week. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Chargers.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Chargers too. It doesn't matter how many glory holes Jared installs. It won't matter. Offense is too good, but that defense will struggle against Mario when he's done singing. And then Vidal Castro back there. So,
and don't forget old man Keenan Allen and Lad McConkey. And I think Gadsden's the tight end, the rookie tight end. That's been doing very well.
He's been doing well. Yeah.
Broken hand Herbert he's still
slinging it.
Yep.
Next we have Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes. I know old Chris Collinsworth is crying on his knees somewhere.
Yeah. Anyone check on that man? I meant to ask you guys that.
I heard he's taking some time off. No, just kidding. They're going into Tennessee. They're still 3.5 point favorites. I don't know, man. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is that entire team. They have nothing left. I think Tennessee might take this one.
Say it.
I think Tennessee might do it.
Say it. Because I'm thinking the same thing.
I'm going Tennessee.
Tennessee's been bad all year, but they've been bad together. What's Garner Minshew gonna do? Or is it Carson Wentz back there? Regardless, both of them are ass.
Carson Wentz is a Viking, so it's not him.
Yeah, it's not him.
But then it's Garner Minshew. So I mean, he keeps. I don't know.
Are you?
They'll force feed. Yeah, they'll force feed Rasheed. That's about it. Zoltowski, what are you doing?
I'm going to take Kansas City on this one. Tennessee's just They're 2-12. I mean, why try to win games when with draft picks coming up?
Look,
don't
we
know.
said the same shit, and then the Jets decided to win like 3 games, and then the Saints
Yeah,
decided
the
to win
Giants as
2.
well. But
So like, yeah,
I don't know. I still think Kansas City's defense is good enough to. This game's gonna be awful. This is gonna be such a
It's
shit
gonna be a
show.
bad game.
It's gonna be so awful, and I'm so glad it's in like the 1 o'clock spot.
it's gonna be bad. But it also kind of leads into this next game, right? With the Bengals playing against the Dolphins, where both teams have been eliminated. In theory, both teams should throw. But with Zach Taylor coming out saying that Joey B is starting, I'm actually going to go ahead and take the Bengals winning this one and screwing themselves out of a better draft pick.
I am
Yep.
too, and they are 2.5-point favorites on the road. So
It is insane to me. A chain will get 1,000 points, but then Jamar Chase will also get 1,000. They'll be
1,000
out
points, yep.
wet.
Yeah. And Tua might throw. I think he's going to throw at least 3 interceptions still to this terrible Bengals defense.
He's
he
going to throw a
plays.
fit.
he might sit.
Yeah, if you
Might be right in the pine.
there's too much discourse in Miami too for anything positive to happen at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
God, and just another stinker. God.
Yeah, this next game we have the Jets going into New Orleans.
That's
New
a bad
Orleans
week.
4.5-point favorites at home.
Honestly, I believe it's Tyler Shaw.
Who's the quarterback for the Jets this week?
Tyrod Taylor.
Is he back?
That's what Sleeper has him. I don't know.
Give me the Jets.
You can slide me over to the good old Saints.
Yeah, give me the Saints.
You guys are going Saints. I don't hate it.
I think
Tyler
Alvin
Taylor's
Kamara
not
might
bad.
actually have one of those games he has once a year where he breaks off for 80,000 yards.
Not gonna happen. Dude's
Who?
too busy thinking about drinking pina coladas. Remember the guy that was like threatening to
Kamara.
quit?
Yeah.
Should
Give me
just
the
give
Saints. It's
Devin Neal the start there.
you know what? Can we pick ties? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'll
This
put
game
your
might end in a
I'll
tie.
put your logo in the middle if you want me to do that.
This is awful.
Next we have Minnesota going into New York. Minnesota 3-point favorites. Give me Minnesota in a game that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Fish, you too?
Yeah, this is one of the ones where I can see the Giants and like Jackson Dart like just playing really well, and then the Vikings can't seem to get Jay Jettis the ball. It seems like JJ McCarthy has kind of come out and said he intimidates me when I throw him the ball to him. So like, I don't know, put your big boy pants on. You're making $1 billion. You know, just suck it up and get him the ball. So give me the Vikings, but I'm gonna be upset when the Giants win.
George is going to be upset.
And he's
I
gonna be
start
upset.
Jalen Naylor because he's been JJ's favorite target.
Yeah, and Jordan Addison.
Yeah, Jordan Addison's been an interesting player to watch this year.
Hopefully he won't gritty into the end zone and get yelled at again.
Now, this game has a lot of playoff implications on the line. You've got Tampa Bay going into Carolina. Tampa Bay 3-point favorites. Carolina is 4-2 at home this year.
I know.
They're
They're
both
about to
7 and
be
7.
4-3.
Oh, you're going Tampa Bay off for it?
Yep.
I think I'm taking Carolina here.
Bucky
They have
Irving's
looked-
back. Mike Evans is back. Chris Godwin's back.
They've looked so disjointed though.
Yeah, but it's like too much offense for a team that just can't find a rhythm. I think the Bucks take this. I think it's gonna be closer than what you think. But Baker has to find a way to win this game, kind of win out to have any type of playoff implication. And he is not gonna lie down taking it. So whether it's force feeding your boy Bucky or getting any of his 12 receivers the ball, somebody's got to figure this shit out. And then that defense, for the love of God, has to stop one play. Please, just stop.
Have they played yet this year? No, they haven't. This is the first game, and then they play again in Tampa in Week 17. Week 18.
Tune back in.
So I was going to see how the first game went, but that is it for the 1 o'clock Sunday slate. We have 4 games in the 4 o'clock slate. Starting off with Jacksonville going into Denver. Denver is 3-point favorites in this game. This is the I was going to say the highest over-under. It's the second highest over-under. No, it's not. Never mind. Forget I said that. Denver always seems to find a way to win. I'm not really sure if we're going to see that this week, especially with how well they played or how well Jacksonville played. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence can do that 2 weeks in a row. But I could see this one going either way. Do we want to go with the mile high home field as a factor?
I'll take it right here and go with Duval. Give me the Jags. They're playing just great football.
You're going Jags?
That offense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'm going to take the hot hand on the Jags, too. I think Denver finds a way to win somehow every game. I think this is going to be a little tougher than what they're used to kind of handling. But the addition of Jacoby Myers might have been one of the best offseason moves this year. Or not offseason, I guess midseason moves this year. And it has really panned out for them. So I think Jacksonville takes it. It's going to be close. But even at home, it's too hot to stop right now. Whoa.
It's be a good game to watch, though.
I think I'm going Broncos.
Too hot to stop.
That's fine. You can take your loss.
The next game we have Atlanta going into Arizona. Atlanta's 2.5-point favorites on the road. You can go see this game for a whopping $14 if you'd like to. Give me Atlanta, I guess. I don't really know. I think this game's probably going to be a decent one to watch, but it's not going to have any implications whatsoever.
I'll take the Cardinals. I think the Beef Brisket will outsling the Cousins. But I think Bijan's just going to have a game, and it's also really dependent on if Drake May plays. I don't know if Kyle Pitts will have the same implication he did. He's been consistent the last 3 weeks, getting 15 points, but with the way Beef Brisket has been playing, and Michael Carter likes to catch the balls out of the backfield too, could lead to more I don't know. This game is Kirk Cousins is a jackass, but this game might be chucked out.
Man.
You mean Drake?
Yeah,
but
give me. Yeah, Drake London, not Drake May. That's fine. Give me the Beef Brisket.
Did I say Drake May?
Yeah.
I just want to talk about Drake May a little bit. Have we come across his game yet? Oh no, couple more.
It's Drake May, right? That's his name.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, weird, interesting.
I guess I lean. I don't know, man.
No, the Falcons have Bijan. Really, their passing game's not there. So they'll load the box, and Jacoby Brissett will throw the ball 51 times.
This game doesn't matter. Next we have Pittsburgh going into Detroit. Detroit is 7-point favorites at home. No brainer for me. Give me Detroit.
Same.
Yep. I'm picking my team this week. It hurt me to pick against them last week.
Next week is also a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Vegas going into Houston. Houston 14.5-point favorites in a
Geno
game
Smith
that's only
might die this game.
38.5 over under.
Yeah, it's not good.
Give me.
It's gonna be 38-0 Houston.
Give me all of Houston here. Is Geno Smith back?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Whoever their quarterback is they're gonna be in a world of hurt because that O-line is terrible.
Next, we have Sunday Night Football. We have New England going into Baltimore. Baltimore's 3-point favorites at home.
Drake May. I'll take the Patriots.
I am
Yeah,
as well.
the Pats. Just keep feeding Travion the ball.
Yeah, really glad I pulled his downtown.
Yeah. Must be nice. I haven't opened a pack of cards in months.
I haven't actually either. Also, I have my little advent calendar.
The last game we have is Monday Night Football. We have San Fran going into Indianapolis. San Fran's 6-point favorites on the road. Give me San Fran.
San Fran, please.
Yep.
I think the Colts story finally comes to an end
It comes to an end, dude.
this week. So those are our picks. We are right at 1:30, so we're just about at the time we usually end these, but we forgot to mention in the beginning, and I can go ahead and edit this in the beginning here. Fish, happy early birthday, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, happy early birthday, Fish.
That's kind of sorry. I was just looking at a BGS Black Label and a Travion Henderson, so that's 13,000. A guy can dream, you know?
Oof.
Yeah, but
Do you guys want me to send you the hobby boxes I want, or are you just gonna ship them here, or I just need to know. I can plan on being here during work if I need to.
if you
Sign
want to
for 'em?
send me the cards that you want, I'll print them out and I'll cut them out and I'll give them to you. So
Send
it'll
me your
almost be
favorite
like you
kind
have
of
them.
Wawa coffee.
Well, it's gonna be all Eagles downtown. Please, thank you.
He wants the gold Hurts Saquon downtown duo.
I just want the one that Saquon's jumping over. I think a giant pretzel. I think that's sick.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, but no,
One
Fish,
day.
happy early 40th, man. We're happy for you. Hopefully
That's wild. That is
another
wild.
40, 50 more. So
Hopefully
Yeah, I
not. Hopefully not. Andy and I have a pact that's 65. We're both capped out. So you got a few more years left.
That's your level. That's your level cap.
Yeah,
65.
before I prestige into a different life. Yeah, absolutely.
oh, it's so dark. I guess we'll end the show on that. Always CGD. Thanks for being a gent.